Hey, it's Tyler the Wizard here, and I'm going to show you why you don't want what you really want. You are stuck in a trap. You think that you are going to find happiness at the end of a dopamine spike, and it is far from that. You will never achieve the happiness you're looking for so long as you continue to chase the dopamine spikes that are set up by the system to trap you. I'm going to show you exactly how to break free of that and get into real lasting joy. Things that make you feel good now and into the future. By the end of this video, you're going to have access to that to escape this trap and start living a life that makes you feel fulfilled and happy and breaks you free of these chains that are wrapped around you that you think are bringing you joy. So this is how it works. An easy way for me to make money off of you is to sell you a temporary dopamine spike. I give you something right now, makes you feel good, but the key is that the payoff is, in the end, it ends up taking away from your joy in the future. You've probably seen this: pot, drinking, chasing women, status, all these things are sold to you constantly. And what's so bizarre is that when you actually become the kind of person who rejects these things, you seem like the weirdo. People look at you as a freak. You say, "Nah, I'm good, I don't need the pot. Nah, I'm good, I don't need a drink." That actually makes them feel uncomfortable because you're reminding them that it doesn't make them happy. Now, I'm going to show you what really makes you happy. But before we can get into that, I have to tell you this story from Monty Python. You see, in the movie in Monty Python, there's this interesting scene. Jesus goes to heal the blind man, and he does. And the blind man is able to see. And he immediately becomes aware of how miserable his life is now going to be because he's been healed. He can no longer beg for money. He has no excuse. So he has to go out and actually work and get a job. And it's ruined his life because he can see. That's actually what's happening when you tell yourself that you want your dreams. You're chasing more and more status. In reality, if you actually got it, you'd end up just like the blind man. But I'll show you why in just a second. But before that, you need to understand this key principle. You see, the key that you have to understand is there's this concept in the Bible called the bread of life. It's when you take things that don't just make you feel good now, but actually make you feel good into the future. And this isn't just necessarily a spiritual thing. In fact, Aristotle cited this as the secret to happiness in his book, The Nicomachean Ethics. There are activities you can do to feed your soul. And when you tap into those, you can start to feel good now and into the future because it actually builds compound interest on your own joy and happiness. But for you to understand that, I need you to just take a moment and set aside what you've thought of before on what makes you happy. And you can come right back to it in just a moment. But what I want you to start considering is that there's a you and another you, the unconscious mind, the one that's inside that speaks in symbols and emotions and drives. And there's the conscious mind. And the thing is, the unconscious you is not the enemy, and the conscious mind is not the enemy. They're all you. And I wonder what will start to happen in your life right now when you build the relationship between those two and start to come into fruition with what you've already know will make you happy today and tomorrow. Now, back to what Aristotle was talking about and the Bible. The bread of life is concepts that feed your virtues. When you do things that support your virtues, that make you a more virtuous person, those things make you feel good in the moment and they make you feel good into the future. They build on each other. So while they don't have that spike that you're addicted to, that you're trapped in, that make you think you want more, they instead feel good now, a little bit less, but they actually compound. So 3 months from now, following a virtuous path, you're actually going to get more feeling of goodness from doing the right thing than you do from the temporary spikes of those dopamine systems. And this is why the story that is funny in Monty Python isn't actually a reflection of reality. It's what would happen if you were chasing dopamine. What actually happens in the Bible is that when God clears the man's eyes and allows him to see using the clay and his spit, he washes his eyes and he can see. When he has that happen, he goes on to live a virtuous life because he wasn't guided towards a path of dopamine seeking like in Monty Python, but instead he was offered the bread of life. And that's why he went on to transform his life and make him a happy person who recognized God as the King of kings, which ties it all back into this dopamine chasing habit that you've been involved in. When you're going and seeking those things, looking for the next drink, the next woman, the next status symbol to make your life happy, you're going to be set in this endless state of seeking happiness when? Sometime in the future, when you get that, you're going to be happy. You're going to discover that by doing this process that we just described now, that your unconscious mind has already begun, you'll figure out you can feel happy now and then. It's going to start stacking again and again and again. And it's not the dopamine high drug hit. It's going to be something deeper and more profound. The relationship between you and your unconscious mind has more inside of it promising for you than you could ever imagine. And that's it. This is why when you go to personal growth gurus, they can't fix your problems. It's just that temporary high. You feel good, you feel confident, and then boom, it's gone. The power of hypnosis is not in teaching you anything. If it was about knowing, you'd already know what to do. Come on, you've read the books, you've seen the seminars, you know what to do, but you don't do it. And the reason why is because the motivations that are behind them are wrong. You need to tap into the power of true joy. And once you do, that's going to make the confidence happen. Why do people, when you see my videos, people's confidence, boom, fixed in a moment. When you see people's stress vanish, it's not because they learned something new. It's because they remembered who they really were and were given the stimulus that will make success inevitable.